one of these.
Get into intros. You want to do some intros?
We'll do some intros. Hey, folks.
Cans.
Cans. Oh, yeah, we got to teach you about cans. We'll teach you.
What's cans?
All right, this is Crushing Bruce, Touching Tips.
Welcome back to another wonderful edition of Crushing Brews. It's St. Patrick's Day. We're drunk at the BBC. We're colonizing the British. We got, shout out Guinness. This is where
We're
at.
drinking Guinness and Gansets.
Guinness and Gansets.
Jameson.
We got a good team here today. Tommy Chronic here. We got Sauce God, Jimmy Collins.
It's Jimmy D, a.k.a. the King of the Side Hustle. That's a callback, a.k.a. Megatron the Pussy Destroyer, a.k.a. your mom's 21st favorite comedian.
Oh, damn. Who took the 20th spot?
Raj.
Raj. I mean, hey, he's moving up in the world.
Shout out Raj.
How you gonna leave out Jimbo Slice?
Oh, a.k.a. Jimbo Slice, a.k.a. Himiny Crickets,
A.K.A. Jim Bonatron.
a.k.a. the Steezy Bake Oven, a.k.a. Squimbology the Sauce God. Let's go. And who's
Wait,
to my right?
did you say Steezy?
Steezy Bake Oven.
Okay.
We got them all. And we got plenty of guests here today. We got the homie Johnny. Johnny
Johnny the
introduce yourself?
investigator.
The investigator. I like where'd that come from?
Investigate the investigators.
That's fair.
Johnny the gynecologist is with us.
We got the homeboy here.
Dave.
Dave's here. Bro, Dave, show Dave.
Classy broad.
Classy broad.
Classy broad.
Money on the mind.
Money on the mind.
David tattoo.
Got cash in my cap. Money on my mind. If I had a watch, I'd have a dollar sign on there because it's money time.
AKA the most handsome cook at Speedwell's. Brandon can go fuck himself.
Speedwell.
Shout out to Speedwell's. Great wings.
But unlike the Steezy Bake, I'm the Sleazy Bake Oven.
Oh, I like it. Keep it sleazy, folks.
Oh, all day, every day.
And last but not least, we got fifth mic today. I'm gonna move this over real quick just to make sure. Who we got here on my left?
We got Eddie, Big Ed. Some people call me.
Big Ed. Ed, and Eddie. You can hear a lot of Ed, and Eddie jokes growing up.
Yeah.
Of course.
Not many. Yeah, I don't know. Not many people watch that. I feel like.
Really?
Yeah.
That was my shit.
Yeah, no, that wasn't.
Was Ed and Eddie one of those
That was a big
counterculture
for our generation, man.
Yeah, I feel like kids our age didn't really watch
That was
it.
like
I'm
We got
old.
the Disney. We got the,
That was like
yeah,
you guys
I'm
are
showing
like-
my age.
Yeah.
Damn, it's
By
fucked up.
saying
So how old are you guys?
23.
Yeah, I'm 23.
Oh,
Yeah.
Oh,
you
you're a
guys
bunch
are
of
younger.
children.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We got a good age range here. How old
Yeah.
are you?
32.
32, 33.
So like Ed and Eddie was huge.
I was 28.
Yeah.
28. Yeah, I was right there.
Yeah, no, I was
You're in the
like,
middle.
I was
Right
like
in the
eight.
middle.
Wait,
I
how
was
old are
like
you?
8 or 9
28.
when that shit was blowing up.
Yeah.
I thought you were younger than us.
He looks great for 28.
I'm looking pretty good,
I thought
dude.
you
It's
were
the
like
Guinness.
21.
It's the Guinness.
Yeah, me and him have those
Wow.
genes. If I shave my beard, people think I'm like your guys'
Yeah.
age.
Once you
Dog,
shave
literally,
the
if
beard,
I
he's pretty
if I
good.
shave, I
Crazy.
get carded everywhere. They're like, "Excuse me, little boy, can I see some identification?" I'm like, "Bitch, I'm older than you."
Wait, are you? Wait, what was the? Are you a little boy or classy broad?
I could be both.
Could be both.
These are some interesting kinks.
I like this.
Listen, if Shorty wants to call me a good boy. She wants to call me a good little boy. Like, sure. Just let me break your back
What
out.
if, she
Like,
wants
what
to,
the fuck?
what if she wants to call you a classy broad and then bends you over?
That's a.
Well, first off, if she bends me over, I'm shitting. It's a defensive mechanism. That hole is exit only, and I am proving it on the spot to assert dominance.
The fact that you could do that on command
on
is
command,
amazing.
yeah.
That's
We had the
amazing.
same thought.
Well, that's the thing. If I'm not
survival
farting, I'm
tactic.
shitting. I'm always farting. So like, it's just a hop, skipping, and jump away.
Yo, Captain Farts might have to be your new moniker, dude. If you're always farting, Captain Farts, dude.
Dude, imagine not being able to shit in that situation. You're like, before you insert it, give me like 5 to 20 minutes.
That's embarrassing.
I'm lactose intolerant. Just give me a block of cheese. I'll be good.
Crazy poopy dick.
I like that. Well, welcome back, folks. This is how we get St. Patrick's Day going. I don't even know where we're gonna go with this. I had bits and they're already gone. This is,
Ireland. We gotta talk about Ireland.
We gotta talk about
What, you
Ireland.
use them up already?
No, this is just going better than I could have expected to.
So Eddie has this. Eddie's been to Ireland. Have we all been to Ireland?
I think it's
I haven't left
Three.
the country. I haven't left the country. I'm
been?
broke.
I have not been.
Oh, so us three.
yeah. We're at 3 for 5. You were most
Goat
recent,
Festival.
or were you?
I
When,
think Eddie was the most recent.
Yeah.
I went 2017.
October 2023 for me.
yeah, dude. Where did you go again?
We
It's
went.
fucking awesome.
We went to Galway. I mean, we did the Ring of Kerry. Galway. What's the one? Dingle. Dingle Gin.
You went to the beach, dude.
No.
Isn't Dingle where Inch is?
We didn't go to the
Inch?
beach.
Yeah.
What is Inch?
Well, Inch is the English translation, but it's a town called Inch. I don't remember the name.
oh.
I don't- but the reason it's called Inch is because it's only an inch on the map.
Wait, do they use the metric system? Is it like like some odd amount of centimeters or some bullshit?
Could be. It could be. I don't know. It's the tiniest town in fucking Ireland. They got a. Wait, no. I think it is Dingle.
It was the town of Dingle that we went to.
I think it's nicknamed Inch. It doesn't matter. Yeah, because
Okay.
they got the aquarium there, right? At Dingle Aquarium.
I don't remember an aquarium. I just remember they took us to like the gin factory, and it looked like a dump. It wasn't. It
Yeah.
wasn't anything special.
Yeah.
It was like a shitty factory,
Yeah.
and
That's what
yeah,
the
my
best
dad
gin's
got
made.
Dingle gin.
Dingle Gin.
Yeah, that's what it's called. Yeah,
They
make
make this. Yeah,
it's just
stupid
gin.
town names there.
I think it's just gin they make, right?
Yeah, I think you're right. I'm
Yeah.
pretty sure they have that old factory. Yeah, I think Dingle. It was a. I mean, they still have the gin millery there, but they used to be just like it was like the only place that had like any type of like non-fisherman aquatic. Like they had like the first aquarium. I'm pretty sure next to
really?
Dublin. Yeah, it's a random ass town. That's
The
why I was like, no
Go
way.
The Go Festival's in
goat-
Ring of Kerry,
yeah,
right?
Do you know about?
Do you guys know about
Yeah, it's in
this?
the Ring of Kerry.
The what?
There's a goat. There's a town.
Makes sense.
should
There's
look
a
it up.
town that worships a goat. They don't. It's not. We're not talking Afghanistan.
No, well,
Like,
our
they're not
family,
fucking the goat.
our family's from Killarney. Our family's from Kerry. So,
Okay.
Yeah.
You guys definitely know this. about
but I'm not familiar. Well, I know they're all sheep and
It's in
goat
Puck,
farmers.
The Puck Fair.
I've never heard of this.
The Puck
this. Yeah, but
Fair.
what's the town called?
I think it's Kilorgan. Kilorglin.
Killarney. Okay.
Yeah.
Killarney. Killarney?
Not
Is that-
Killarney.
Oh.
Yeah, our grandmother's from Killarney. Our grandfather's from Kilrush in County Clare.
Oh, okay.
Super.
Russian. Russian Irish.
No, Kilrush in County
Kilrush.
Clare.
I was gonna say.
Kilrush, yeah, it's a town near the
It's short-
base of the
it's short for
cliffs
Kill
of-
Russians.
cliffs of Moher.
Yeah, or they're the craziest alcoholics of all time. The two biggest alcoholic cultures.
Yeah,
in
the
a single
Russians.
one.
That would be
Oh,
a crazy
Russian Irish,
combination.
Well, yeah, it is. My only buddy. I only have a few buddies that can outdrink me. They gotta have the genes. It's like I have a friend that's half German, half Scottish. He can drink with me. The only one random one is I have a friend who's half Laotian, half Korean, and this guy can drink like a fucking fish.
Bro,
dude.
those Southeast Asians go crazy.
Yeah,
They do.
Yeah, he's like, yeah, you look for him, you're like, I'm not sure I've ever seen a Laotian before, but if I did, it would be that guy.
What, you've never seen King of the Hill?
Oh, I forgot they were Laotian.
What's that?
Who's Laotian in King of the Hill?
The neighbor, isn't he? The Asian
the
guy.
neighbor.
Yeah.
The guy that looks like Kenny who does the karaoke.
What the fuck is his name? Khan.
Khan, yeah, which is a hilarious name.
Yeah, dude, there's a guy Kenny.
Yeah, and
who
then his
does
daughter
karaoke
Connie,
around
who is
here.
also Laotian, and his wife.
Connie.
His wife, I don't remember what her name is.
Good pull.
When I was
But
a-
he's like, oh, I'm from Laos, and Hank Hill's just like, so are you Chinese or Japanese?
Yes, that's the. I forgot all about that line.
When I was in Florida, we were at a pub and there was a live band. This guy from New Hampshire actually was performing, and there was a group of Thai guys all singing like "Galway Girl" and Charlie on the MBT or Charlie on the MTA and like all these.
That's hilarious.
Irish. It was awesome. This guy was going crazy. It's like,
How'd you learn these? Yeah, he's a real New Englander. That's how you know.
It's gotta
Yeah,
be. Yeah, right. That's the only way.
it's the only way. No, I was cracking up because like the Irish pub songs, dude. I don't feel like they're like they need to be more out there. Like
I drink a Guinness and hit my wife.
I don't know what happened to that culture.
We
There's
need
not enough.
American, Irish American songs.
Yeah, we
Yeah,
need to
I
make
drink
something.
the Guinness, hit my wife, the cops show up to end my night.
That's the song. That's pretty good.
I was just like feeling around in my pocket, and I did a silly goose move. I was like, "What is this in my pocket?" I was like, "Why do I have a condom?" It was a towelette.
You wish.
From the speedballs.
Yeah, I was like, condom.
could've
I
used that, man.
definitely 100%
Bro,
don't
I'm
need
always
one
tell
of
what?
those.
Well, here's the thing. You always want to clean your shit.
Yeah.
Whether
your position?
whether it's a poopy butt, I'm a line guard.
Nice.
Whether it's a poopy butt or say you got the hoodie that she can't steal from you, and you gotta clean the flaps out.
Or he, in his case.
Or he. Yeah, what's his name?
Little Man, Intergalactic Thunderfucker, aka
How do you go from that from Little Man?
Rolling Weighty Mouthfeel.
Can we talk about the Yellow Deli?
Oh, yeah.
So what's going on with the Yellow Deli?
I was explaining that.
All
That's
right.
all you.
There's a lot of controversy with the Yellow Deli because, so first of all, people don't trust them because it is run by a cult called the 12 Tribes.
They're run by the 12 Tribes of Israel?
No,
Different 12
Oh, I was
no.
going to say.
That's what I
They're
thought,
running
too.
a restaurant? I don't know
That's
if
what I
they're
thought,
capable
No,
of doing
there's a
that.
cult called the 12 Tribes that they have 12 locations all over the world. I think they're kind of sprinkled around the Northeast.
One
around
of them
here.
is in
like-
Vermont.
Yeah, there's one in Vermont.
Yeah.
There's one in
To
Pennsylvania.
my
but
cousin's
there's
like
also-
small village.
Yeah, they're also
Really?
like, they also are in Australia. And so, like in the Australian branch, they found like the remains of children on the property, and there was a huge investigation.
That's way worse than I said child labor. No, it's,
No,
it's
but
dead
no,
kids.
no, it was also the child labor.
I mean, that's
allegations
what
against
happens
them, too,
when you
so-
child labor. Sometimes you get dead
Yeah.
kids.
Get dead kids. That's the waste product.
I was talking about the Zizzians. I thought it was connected to the Zizzians. Did you hear that? The whole Ziz stuff? I guess this is some other cult, nationwide cult of, like, it's like trans extremists, which is crazy.
I haven't heard about this.
Yeah, and so they were just on the run for a bunch of murders. And I think the last of them just got caught.
Yeah, but the controversy with the 12 tribes here, though, when people were already like suspicious of them, was there was a guy that was like that was wanted for rape of a 16-year-old girl.
Oh, you did tell me that.
And if they found the guy hiding among the 12 tribes like decades later. This is like from the 80s. So people accused them of harboring a pedophile rapist for decades.
Jeez.
So
I'm moving these.
Eddie asked me where they live, and I said all together somewhere, right? Like,
yeah, so their
80s, so
house,
like
their house
I
is
figured
on.
20, 30
upstairs.
years.
So their house is on Avenue, which is like where there's like the mansions
cut that
in
out.
Plymouth.
Yeah. Oh, are you serious?
Yeah, their
So
house
they got
is
money?
huge. They have this big stone house. Yeah,
Yeah, no, it's
a commune.
it's fucking
Yeah,
massive.
yeah.
it's a massive complex. Yeah, it's
Wow.
like one of the last houses on the left on Warren.
Yeah.
And you can fire a mortar.
In more recent years, I think they've been more chill because they run more businesses around here. But like back in the day, so behind the Yellow Deli, there's the Blue Blinds Bakery that they also run. And I
What's
went
this one
there-
called?
The
Blue Blinds Bakery.
Okay.
And so that was there like long before the Yellow Deli was ever there.
It was like the OG.
Yeah, it was their OG spot. And I went in there with this girl, like this is like senior year in high school. And they like refused to talk to her. It was all men working, and they refused to talk to her. She tried to order, and they ignored her.
Maybe they just hate women.
Well, it's like I think they have like a rule that like you can't talk to another woman that's like not your wife or something like that.
So is it like everybody that works there is
Yeah.
in the cult?
What's that?
Everyone that works there is in the cult?
Yes.
Yeah.
And there's like I don't know this to be true, but people are like they have kids working in the basement and shit. Like
And they've probably been trafficked, like they're like not necessarily trafficked, 'cause it's probably been all voluntary,
Yeah, but
traffic.
yeah.
I feel as
Yeah.
though voluntary at that point is a very loose.
Yeah. So I have a great Shrewsbury story. In Shrewsbury, Massachusetts, there was one of the only exciting things that ever happened in our town was one of the biggest real estate agents had a sex cult in his house. But they were all 18 to 21, but they were all severe like drug addicts. So pretty much, in my opinion, that's illegal.
That's
you can't
crazy.
have that. But so he
Yeah.
didn't get in any trouble. But he had a blog called House of Many Comes. That was his thing.
Holy
So he'd
shit.
post, yeah. So he'd do photo shoots in like the parks in Shrewsbury that you'd think were so popular, and you're like, I've been here. I went here when I was like 6, and you see a girl hanging with a hook up her ass, like upside down with a hook up her ass, and you're like, what is happening? He'd have pictures of him with like drinking a beer with his feet on them as like a table, so they were like tables.
Yo,
It was insane.
He was really on his like sadist
Yeah,
shit.
he had a wife and kids too.
That's crazy.
And then he moved up and left to Virginia to seek treatment. But in my opinion, he should be in jail.
I agree.
Right?
Yeah.
Well, what that reminds me of was like, and I feel like we could probably all relate to this. I feel like this probably started with like your age, a little younger, my age, like girls deciding social media coming out, they're gonna be like models. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You just hire a local photographer. I'll never forget, dude. I was like 13, 14. There's girls that are like 14, 15 years old hiring like 23-year-old dudes to like take their pictures, and I was like, yeah, this is like an insane racket. Like these are guys that are like predators, you know what I mean? It happened for like 10 plus years. Like you ended up finding out like 10 years later, it's like, oh, this photography company just shut down. Why is this photography company getting canceled? They do weddings. It's like, yeah, because 10 years ago he was taking pictures of fucking 14-year-olds. Dude, that was like a thing. Like when social media started.
It wasn't
You
like
see that music,
family
too,
pictures
like-
and shit, right?
No, he was doing
yeah.
like creepy shit. He was like taking girls
Yeah,
out.
no,
to the
it's-
woods.
Yeah, there was
it's
there was
a
a
slippery
music
slope.
scandal like that too. Some like local hip hop artists were like in their music videos. It was like a bunch of 15, 16-year-old girls shaking their ass and stuff. Like,
Boy, this is funny.
weird.
Who was that?
The guy I'm talking about, I'm gonna say his name.
No, who
It's
was he
like-
talking about? Do we know?
I don't know specifically. I just remember reading about it a few years ago where they were like getting a bunch of music videos taken down and like these artists are getting in trouble for this type of shit.
The guy I'm talking about was like, he was like J. James or something like that was his name, but in my head I keep calling him J. Jonah Jameson, which I know is not the same guy. Gotta give
that
me
your
pictures of
cousin's kid?
Spider-Man.
Oh.
But yeah, that shit was crazy, dude. It was just some guy out of Hanover, and he would just be like, yeah, and book you photo shoots.
Speaking of Shrewsbury, my favorite comics from Shrewsbury. You know, Mike
Birbiglia?
Birbiglia.
Yeah, that's
Yeah, he's one of the goats.
Legend. That's like who got, thanks
Are you
to him,
serious?
that's like who got us into stand-up.
that's it's one of the kids I grew up with, mom's cousin.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, just a connection, random
Oh, yeah,
connection.
no, small world.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, my mom used to work with his dad, and that's
Really?
how like I was getting into stand up. And my mom was like, "Yeah, my coworker's son is like getting famous. He has a Netflix special." And I was like, "Oh wait," and so I was like, "Oh yeah, I'll check it out."
Didn't he have some sort of joke stealing controversy? Or am
I don't
think
recall
we're
I
that.
think so. Yeah.
I don't recall that. I just know, dude, some of his jokes, some of my favorite jokes are like Birbiglia jokes to this day. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know how familiar you are with like his stand-up.
No, I'm not at all.
Dude, he's
Yeah, no.
hilarious. Like,
Yeah, he works mostly clean too.
That's the
wow.
craziest part. One of my favorite stories on some Massachusetts shit, it's probably one of his most famous things, was talking about like growing up in Mass. Like we used to have like, out in Shrewsbury, we had like this pond we'd drive to, we'd jump out, we'd swing
park.
from,
Yeah.
we'd swing from
Old
a
Mill
rope.
Pond,
Oh, no,
he
no,
called
Old
it.
Mill. Yeah.
We'd swing from a
You know
rope,
who
we'd
lives
jump
by
into
Old
the.
Mill Pond? Murph.
Oh, really?
I have an Old Bill Pond story after this.
Yeah.
He's talking about how they would jump into the water from trees and take rope swings or jump off a branch, but he never partook in it because it was a little too intimidating. But one day he was like, he got the confidence and he was like, I'm gonna go do it. And then he's standing up there and he's getting ready to jump and he gets scared. You know what I mean?
No, he has the opposite. He climbed up there because he wanted to see the view.
Oh, that's what it was.
And
Yeah.
then all his friends were like, he's like, no, guys, I'm just looking. They're like, do the rope swing. And I was like, no, I'm not going to do it. And he's like, when you're from the Boston area, there's an irrefutable argument that you can't refute. They said, do it.
You can't turn back.
And then he just swings into the rope. But the punchline of the joke is he swings the rope in the lake, he drops, and it's just like the most brutal back flop you could imagine. Like he just slams on the
Yeah,
water.
and then he was like in a bunch of pond water, got up my ass.
Yeah, he's like, there's like 20 gallons of pond water rushing into my ass. And as it's rushing into my ass, all I can hear from underwater audibly is my friends laughing at me from above the water. Like, that was one of my favorite. I'm like, yeah, that's a Massachusetts story through and
I
through.
got a colonoscopy from Dr. Old Mill, and his surgery tools were sanitized in frog piss and pond scum.
It's such a crazy joke.
It was a
dude.
crazy story.
It's such a
He's
crazy
hilarious.
Birbiglia joke.
So, some girl, this was earlier in the fall, was walking home after getting off the bus, and apparently was grabbed and dragged off the path, and so this is her story.
Okay.
And then got home after that. She escaped the guy, and then our superintendent sends out this weird message like, make sure your kid knows the rules of going home, or something like weird, like not pay attention to other people, but make sure your kid is doing the right thing.
Yeah.
I was like, why would you say that? Turns out she made this whole story up.
No way.
Yeah, it was like a
I'm glad she
15-year-old
did, because
yeah.
the whole time you were telling that story, I was like, God damn, how am I going to make this funny?
Well, Well, there is a sex offender house like right across the street from where was happening. So everyone was like, "Oh,
That must have
there
been
we
where
go."
it was, yeah.
Right? But no. It
How
didn't
am I
happen.
gonna make this funny? That was a callback to 10 seconds ago.
It was my house. No, I'm just kidding. Sorry.
Yeah, it was Tommy's
So
house.
I live
on
there, and that's
Warren
how I know
Avenue.
about this.
I mean, shit, if you didn't do it, Jimmy, I would have made it funny.
I was talking about, because you were talking, this is going back a little bit, but you were saying like Russian and Irish. Imagine that, like, that just drinking genetics right there, that culture.
Vodka and whiskey.
That's craziness. I was trying to hit my friend just the other day to Guinness, just yesterday, or 2 days ago, Haitian homie. And I was like, hold on, because here's my thing. First, off rip, like, some of the best drinking buddies I've ever had
Or Haitian.
Haitian, or just point is like Caribbean, West Indies.
Yeah.
Like they drink down there. That's the culture. That's that island culture.
I thought you were going to
Shout
say
out
they
VB.
like stouts.
Shout out VB, yo, they'll drink me under the table for
Yes.
sure. So yeah, we went to this bar, and I'm like, you guys haven't had Guinness before? And they were like, no. And like, even though it's not a whole West Indies thing, I just kind of was like, well, I know Jamaicans, for example, they love Guinness, and I know that in the West Indies they circulate Guinness because it's a big importer. And I'm like, you guys have never had it?
Nigerians love Guinness. Too. I know
Nigerians-
it's not West Indies.
No, but you're right.
Yeah,
There's certain areas that are just big importers of Guinness. So I was like, yeah, they have it a bunch in the Caribbean. I'm surprised you guys haven't had it. And I ordered one, and I'm in my head, you know, the taste of Guinness. I'm like, you guys might not be too hip to it. It's a little bitter, whatever. Homie's little brother takes a sip of it. He's like, that's easy. I'm like, that's easy? And he goes, yeah, let's chug one. So this is my whole point of the story. First time in my life, I've never chugged a draft. Like, this is my first time. I chugged a Guinness, I slammed it down. I'm like, we're chugging a second one. We chugged the second one. I fucking was stumbling out of the punch. I wasn't even that drunk. It was just like, you can't drink Guinness like that.
Hitting you in the head at all.
Not only just hitting you in the head at one time, it's just so like heavy.
It's a heavy beverage.
Yeah.
I was doing that yesterday. I was chugging Guinness.
I mean, I was fucking with it. I was glad. I was impressed with
I love
myself.
that
But
word.
Thank you.
my point is I was sitting here like trying to teach them about Guinness, and these Haitian guys put me under the table as an Irishman. I'm like, you guys got it. I don't fucking know anything about drinking. You
Oh,
guys-
but here's the thing. At the same time, they weren't savoring the taste and the flavors. They weren't enjoying the stout that is Guinness.
I had the idea earlier that we should, just because the way you're saying it, I'm like, I should just try and hop around with the Irish accent for the whole night.
Let's hear it.
Yeah, let me hear it.
What's going on, boy? I fucked up.
Top of the
not-
morning.
come on.
I fucked up.
Keep trying.
You a fob?
I literally
you
work
put
with
me
a
on the spot.
full-blooded Irishman. I mock him all the time, so that's how I have it down.
Start it out.
Parents are full blood.
Oh, sweet jumping fucking Jesus, David. How the hell are you?
There we go. That's a little bit more on the money there, but I can tell you something about
I
this
need
right now.
more.
You know, here, Boyle. We're not talking about the same thing here. We're talking about two different accents.
We are talking about two different accents, and then we're talking about two different areas of dialect. Like, one moved from the mainland into America, into
have-
the United States.
You have a bit more of the British accent there, and then you got a bit more of the like she with the SH.
Well, I have a little bit of British accent in me. I don't know what the fuck you expect from me.
You're Jewish.
I thought your name was
You're
David.
Jewish.
Whoa.
This is a
Not
table
funny to
of
joke
Catholics
about.
right here.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Here's a
realize
little tidbit about St. Pat's. You ever notice? You know, it's an Irish family, a real Irish family, because they don't have Irish dinner.
Yeah, we had it earlier this week.
Yeah.
You had it boiled. I saw your shit. You
Yeah.
had that.
And it's like you know.
Come on.
We
You're
had
an
it
Irish
somewhere at the
meal.
house.
Yeah, and our
I did
Nana
have
would
it.
just be like,
You
yeah,
eating
we
like
could,
it was fucking 1840
I
again.
can
I
make-
saw that.
I could make boiled dinner, or we could just like have tacos. I'd be like, yeah, we want tacos.
That was our grandmother. Yeah,
I mean,
that's
at the
true.
same time, my great grandmother did migrate from Ireland, and she was like full Irish
From Israel.
from Ireland. Actually,
No,
I
what's
didn't know
funny?
you're Palestinian.
to
Sirhan.
oh my god, how can you tell?
your
From
point,
from my Irish or like my incredibly white complexion?
it is very funny that we used to have like Irish dinner throughout the year at Nana's. So it is fun. I've never like until you just said that.
What
I'm
did
like,
you guys eat?
On St. Patrick's Day or just
Tacos.
Yeah, Irish.
You said full Irish dinners throughout
Yeah,
the
no,
year.
they were
we'd have
Irish
like
people.
we'd have like
My
we'd
dad
have,
was really good at making cabbage. And corned
yeah, the
beef.
boiled dinners.
Really good at making cabbage.
No, we'd have
Oh
boiled
yeah,
dinners
my
like
aunt's cabbage is actually fire.
Cabbage is gross, but I like it in certain situations.
Yeah,
I love
like,
cabbage.
She makes a good cabbage.
she makes it crazy. She turned us on to cabbage.
It's not
How do you-
1840
how do you-
anymore.
No, we eat like 1840 at Nana's house. Beef stew throughout the year, cabbage
is
and corned
is
beef
it like a
throughout the
cooked
year.
cabbage?
Yeah.
If it's just raw cabbage, how do you make cabbage?
She's got the
Besides,
pot going
you know,
all
you
the
put-
time.
Yeah.
The pot is just going. We might as well as lived in like an old tavern with a fireplace.
Yeah,
She's just
she
always got
boils
a
it
boiling
until
pot
it's
of
soft,
water.
and then she just cooks it with butter in the pan.
And that was
I mean,
everything, all
at
the
the
time.
same time, to also be Irish, I do fuck with a good beef stew.
The beef stew is crazy.
Beef stew goes absolutely
would
fucking
fire
hard.
beef
I would stay home from school if I was sick, and my mom, because she had to be a school nurse, would drop me off at Nana's. The first thing I'm getting is a fucking beef stew. It's like she knew. I don't know what was crazy about it. That's what I'm saying. She just always had it on deck. She'd pull it out the fridge and be like, "Yo, we got a big vat of beef."
Would she
stew
put
from
the
other
Guinness
day."
and shit in it too?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
She full stout.
That's
Whole
fucking
thing.
wild because my great grandmother, full-blooded Irish, all this bullshit, and then my grandmother Irish and like something else. I don't fucking know what. But like if I was yeah, no, Palestinian, of course. But like if I was sick, she'd just be like, oh, here's some chicken noodle soup, or like here's a grilled cheese with tomato soup, or like some bullshit, or she'd
Beef
be
stew
like,
will heal you immediately.
or she'd be like, hey, listen, like this isn't in our heritage at all, but here's a Greek lasagna. You ever fuck with pistachio? That shit's gas. It is so fucking good.
Well, yeah, our Nana was like too. She was like when she immigrated here, she was a maid for a rich Italian family in Brookline.
Yeah.
And it was an Italian family. She had a cook class, so she would cook Italian food. And over the years of her living here, she could cook anything. I asked her to make curry one time, and she made curry. It was fire.
Yeah. No, our grandmother.
She can cook anything.
I know everybody says like grandparents can cook, but our Nana,
Like, yeah,
she
it's
made
crazy.
better Italian food than she did Irish food. Like going
Yeah.
off of that, like her homemade
Yeah,
sauce.
like you'd just be like, she'd be like, "When's your
Crazy.
birthday coming up?" I'm like, "I want a chicken marsala." She'll go hard.
She goes
And
so
like,
hard.
And like, I
She
was.
taught us to make creme brulee. Sorry to interrupt you, but you remember that?
Yeah.
There's one specific memory where she's like, "We're all gonna get in the kitchen to learn to make creme brulee today." It's like, God damn,
That was
Nana.
because of me.
That's fucking
Yeah.
fire.
Yeah, no, she was
Yeah.
the shit, dude. And shout out to you for that, because I remember that was when Brenna, that was when all of us were there.
How many
Yeah.
cousins are there? Like that you guys would all hang
like
out with?
10 of us.
Yeah,
That's
we were
awesome.
deep on the weekends.
And not even,
yeah.
that's not even like including his step siblings either.
Yeah, no, we were. Oh, that's in total, yeah. But I'm
Yeah.
saying at a time there'd be at least like 5 to like probably 5 of us average. It was like Olivia, Michael.
Yeah, and then if PJ and Teresa were visiting, like it would be
5 to
it'd get
10
crazy.
people at that crib at all
Yeah.
times. Always. Busy weekends.
I had fucking tikka masala one time, like a year. You said tikka masala, right?
No,
I
chicken
said
marsala.
chicken marsala.
Different.
Never mind. I'm going into Indian shit.
Yeah, you think about Indian.
Indian food's the best though.
That's the reverse Irish food.
But I also did say curry.
I was gonna say I
would
you
put
brought up
masala
curry.
in
I heard
curry,
I heard the
yeah.
chicken
It's like
masala,
the
so I was
Irish-
just like,
the
oh,
Irish
tikka
had no
masala, that
access
shit's
to
gas.
spices, and the Indians had
Had
too
all of
many,
it.
too much spices.
We were boiling everything raw, and they
Yeah,
were
yeah,
spicing
yeah.
it to death in a fire. Yeah.
That's what people always like. White people don't season their food. It's like, well, when you mean white people don't season their food, you're talking about the British, or you're talking about the Irish.
Yeah.
The British.
And the Irish didn't have spices to do that.
We
to
just had
spice
root
the-
dirts.
Literally dirt, potatoes, and cabbage, and
And turnips.
Oh,
the
I mean-
rare 1 out of 50 sheep or whatever the
you just sprinkle
Yeah,
a little
the
dirt
funniest
on
thing
it
about my
after.
Nana too, she'll tell you a story about like what it was like growing up in Ireland because she didn't even have electricity until she was like 14.
Yeah, it's
that was still like the 30s, right? 40s.
Yeah,
Probably
40s.
40s, yeah.
Not even that like
not that long
wasn't
ago.
that like yeah, it wasn't ancient times.
Yeah.
Yeah, so she was 14 in 1950, I think. Yeah.
Yeah.
That was when they got electricity. They got a radio, a light and a radio in the house.
I mean, shit, I get that to an extent because, like, I didn't get internet until I was, like, 17.
Yeah, but you had electricity.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had electricity,
Yeah.
but I didn't have internet, which was the next best thing.
Yeah, but were you gutting
Yeah.
pigs?
What?
Were you gutting pigs?
Was there an
Yeah.
oppressive government coming
Were
and
you
taking
milking
away
goats?
all your, all your
Define
livestock?
gutting pigs.
Fair, all right.
But yeah, so she'll.
Would you
But like the
do all
funniest
work,
thing.
cut the pig, and then another government comes and takes it? They're like, all right, this is ours now.
This
You
is
don't
our
get to
pig.
use it.
No, the funniest thing about like Nana telling
sex
stories
with
about
plus
being
size.
that young.
Like very plus. like a lot of pluses.
You gotta do what you gotta do, right? Everyone's gotta get laid.
That was a good way. That was a good joke. That's a good joke.
But the thing about Nana telling stories about back then is she thinks she's the biggest badass. She'll be like, yeah, we used to go like steal turnips from the neighbor's farm. Be like, yeah, we used to break into foreclosures and do drugs.
Yeah, Nana's rebellious stories are hilarious. Context matters, but
Yeah.
I mean, there was one time there was like a fucking cow statue somewhere in North Plymouth, and me and a bunch of friends just fucking picked up
I
and just
remember the
fucking
cow
moved.
statue.
Yeah, no, we fucking schmooved that.
cow story. Do you remember the famous fucking cow story about our family?
No.
The riding the cows, the pregnant cow.
Oh yeah, I know that. I'm the king of telling that story.
Tell that
But
story.
wait, who are you with when you stole the cow? Let's implicate you guys real quick.
Okay, so no,
What year was it?
no.
Oh,
No.
First off, time isn't real. Second off,
riding a pregnant cow.
Okay, all right.
This is crazy.
So,
Our family was back and forth between Ireland a lot. Like our grandmother moved here in 58. 54, sorry,
Yeah.
54. Had her family and everything like that. But, I mean, first, immigrates here from Ireland on a boat, gets married, has 6 kids. She's got not all at once, but I'm saying, like, over time, they were moving back and forth a lot. For
yeah,
financial reasons.
they like when my dad was real little, his mom was a little older. They moved back to Ireland and opened a grocery store. And during that time, so like my dad and my uncles are little, and my grandmother gets the knock on the door, and there was a bunch of nuns next door that ran a cattle farm. And so this nun comes over freaking out because my dad and my Uncle Mike and my Uncle Sean were all trying to ride the pregnant cow.
oh my god, you have an Uncle Mike too?
Yeah.
I also have an Uncle Mike, but that was his middle name. His first name is Charles.
Why do you pick Mike?
I mean, Michael probably sounds better than Charles. I know another Charles that goes by Billy because his middle name is William.
All right, quick poll. Podcast poll. Fans, I want you in on it. Chuck or Mike? Better nickname.
Chuck.
I've never met a Chuck.
But Charles. Charles specifically, I called him Uncle Chuck one time and he got pissed.
That's fair. That's fair.
And he had some sort of like, I mean, he still has it, I'm sure. He has like some disorder where his eyes are just like always moving, like ever so slightly side to side.
Meth.
No, not meth. Like he'll drink like a couple of like fucking like Bud Lights or something, and that's like his vice. He'll drink like
His eye goes fucking crazy.
No, his eye goes crazy if he's pissed off at you.
Which is what Bud Lights
And
do.
so like what would
And what
happen?
meth
What would
does.
happen was to like try to counteract that. Like he would look to like either side to like get it to stop moving like that. And like the teachers were just like, oh yeah, no, he's cheating on his test. And it's like, no, his eye's just fucked up.
Looking at all the pictures I have of Jimmy.
Get over here.
You have a good story to tell.
Get over here.
Get over
we
here.
Need,
Get over here.
Jeremy, you got a good story to tell. I heard
we need you in here.
I heard you
last
got a
night.
Jeremy.
Pop a literal squat. Oh yeah,
Stepping off, I'm grabbing another one. I'm taking
I'm going back.
take a spot real quick.
Yeah, Jimmy almost straight.
We got Jeremy in here. What's going on? The camera is next to you guys. I'm sure you probably noticed.
I was wondering.
Yeah, so the story about last night.
Yeah. Want to go like story, like you tell? Well, actually,
You want me to just tell the story? We had you come over here.
I'm gonna point this towards you guys, and I'm
so
gonna check the
bad.
camera.
like basically, this dude was just like being a dickhead, and he was wearing a
I
suit,
just want to check and make sure.
and we like thought he was. I thought he was cool for a second.
Wait, where was it? Set the scene.
Proof 22, it's a bar right over there.
Okay.
It's
Are
like
you
a-
with him?
Yeah, we're
Jimmy
we're
almost
doing
Mega Man
karaoke.
slammed that dude. I had to like tap Jimmy on his shoulder.
Yeah, they had to like stop me from fighting some dude.
Yeah.
It wouldn't have been worth it. The dude was hammered, but he just kept being ignorant to everybody.
So
And
what happened? How'd this start?
So
Oh yeah.
So it was Dan actually. So our buddy Dan was there. Dan was like, yo, this dude was like saying the N-word and shit, like all this shit. I just told him to leave.
Better not be.
He left and then he came back and Dan walked back up to him. So I followed Dan to back him up, and the guy's like, dude, I'm leaving. I just forgot my whatever, I'm leaving. And we were just like, yeah, we heard you were like leaving right now though. And he was like, yeah. And he tried to do this thing where he walked around the bar like we wouldn't see him. And we were like, no, dude, it's time to go. And so I stopped thinking about that guy for a few minutes, and then I go outside, and he's just being an asshole to everybody. And I was just telling him, like, I don't like you, dude. Get away from me. I thought you were leaving. He was trying to order him an Uber.
Yeah, I had to order this fucking idiot an Uber. I've never used an Uber in my life. Never typed in anything. I was like, how the fuck do you...
Yeah, and so I just kept being like, I'm gonna smack him. I'm gonna smack him. And then our buddy Mike was like, yeah, chill, don't even look at him. So I turned away.
He called me black, and Mike
he walked up to us, and he was like, he had a cigarette. Yeah, and he was like, Mike was trying to calm me down. And
Jimmy,
the dude needed a lighter, and the dude was like, hey, Black, can I get a lighter to him?
That's crazy.
And
definitely don't fucking call me.
Yeah, and Mike turned around, he was like,
What's
shut
wrong
the
with you?
fuck up.
That's
And I was
insane.
like, everybody's mad at this guy. And I was like, well, I want to hit him. And everyone was like, don't hit him.
I was like,
I was
you
just
were
gonna.
way too short to be calling me that.
I was just gonna.
He's tall.
But that dude was an absolute prick. I could not stand him.
He looked like a little, like he's wearing a fucking green shirt with like a full suit, like, and like before that
What
even
on earth are you
happened.
doing? Are you making a penis?
Before that even happened, fucking, he was outside like calling me a pussy and shit. Like I've met him before, and I was like, shut your fucking mouth, and he kept calling
We did
me a
this
pussy.
before. It's not gonna work. I gotta move these out.
He was like, I love you, but
No,
you're
the
still a
shaft's
pussy.
gotta be bigger.
Get the fuck out of here, dude. Fuck
The shaft has to be bigger.
And then he just like dipped and he came back. Apparently, poor Cassie, like fucking, he walked up on the stage and like tried to like do this to Cassie. I wasn't even there. It's
I didn't see that either. That same dude.
Well, if I saw that, bro.
Alright, we were trying to make a penis for the folks at
I
home.
made a penis one
Oh
time.
yeah, but Jimmy, tell him about how like I pulled you over because you didn't even say anything, but I was just like, I just literally like was like this to Jimmy.
Let's
I
go.
was trying to smack this really drunk dude up last
just
night.
kept,
He
like,
was being just very.
I've never seen Jimmy like make a
telling him
face
about
like
it,
that,
yeah.
so I was just like
Yo, I didn't even. So
I'm not letting that dude touch Jimmy.
I started working at this club. I know I told you guys. I work at this nightclub in Boston called Mario. Pretty like poppin' like nightclub. I do lights over there. And I had to save fine shit the other day. I saved fine shit's life from a torta, bro.
Say fine shit.
I saved fine shit from a torta. A torta was about to go in.
Did he want to be
Yeah.
saved?
She wanted to be saved. I don't think she realized it, but she wanted to be saved. That torta was gonna fuck her up. That's my point. So
Torches are out for the kill, bro.
that's what I'm saying, and she would have bodied her. She was built like a little fucking Geodude. So this girl,
Like a lineman.
like a lineman, this girl, it was just a group of girls walking through past each other in the club, and they were doing the whole like trying to get by each other thing, pushing through a group, and I was doing the flashlight thing. So as part of my job, not only do I have to do lights, but I have to check sound. So periodically throughout the night, I got to make my way up to the DJ and just make sure everything's good. So I'm trying to walk my way through the crowd. I've found this big group of girls that's pushing their way through the crowd. I'm like, perfect. I'm gonna hold up the flashlight. Everybody sees the group of girls and me. They're gonna move out the way because they see that. And the last girl that's in front of me passes through. Well, it's like two groups of girls passing each other at the same time. And the last girl in the opposite group is a torta. They bump shoulders, and white girl in front of me turns around. And she's like, and like shoves her out of anger. And Torta, I didn't even see it. She had a glass bottle in her hand, and like she turns around and does a double take, and then she picks it up and goes to throw it. Literally leaves her hand, and I smacked it. I sent
you
her flying
serious?
to the other side of the fucking bar. I saved Feinstein's life, bro.
I know, but that's step one of torta attack. Torta
here's the
attack
other-
step two is full body weight.
That's what I'm saying. They start with the throw and they knock you down. But here's the funny thing too. Not only did I slap the bottle, and she went like this. She saw me do it, and I went. I hit her with the Dikembe Mutombo. I said, not in my club.
Like right in their face.
Yeah, right in her face. Not in my club. Get the fuck out of here. I'm like, I'm supposed to be doing
that
like,
torta out, dude.
dude, I've had to fight so many fucking. I've had to stop so many fights. Like,
It's
I
always
don't
the
know
goddamn
what's.
tortoise.
It's always the tortas. It's always the security not being there. There was like a group of white dudes one time. This is a little more serious, but I wasn't there to see it. This guy was like, oh, this guy grabbed my girlfriend's ass, but he was doing it in the perspective of like, my girl's like traumatized, which I agree. That must be like traumatizing or whatever. But she's already like halfway up the stairs crying because she wants to leave. So I know some real shit went down. You know what I mean? Like she's like but he's trying to fuck this guy up, and the security's about to fuck this kid up for trying to fight this guy because they didn't see anything. I saw the end half of it. So I'm trying to break it up.
That's a bad night.
And I'm like, dude, I had to tell him, like, dude, the best thing.
This dude outside.
Your girl gets touched and you get beat up by security.
That's what I'm saying. I was like,
Yeah,
before
that
you get
sucks.
beat up, I'm like, you need to get out of here, bro, because
Yeah.
they're not happy with you. I was like, the safest thing you could do is take Shorty out of here, make sure she's okay. And he wasn't hearing me. He was like, I'm gonna kill this guy. So I literally.
I don't blame him at all. That's
Here's
the
my thing,
is, like,
though.
shit.
I was a little bit of an instigator. I turned, I said, you promise I got your back? I got your back? I was like, do you believe me? And he was like, yeah. I dapped him up. I was like, just leave. I was like, wait outside. I'll come get you. I wasn't going to come get you. What I did was I went up to the security guards and I said, send that guy out of here. Bro, when I left the bar 2 hours later, that guy was still, the guy that like apparently grabbed the girl's ass, fucking eyes shut. Dude, he got fucked up by that kid.
Oh, good.
Yeah,
go.
so he got his just
You
desserts.
helped move the fight outside.
That's what I'm saying. I did some real
good.
security shit. I
You
was
did,
like, yo,
you
let's
did.
get this
There you
out
go.
of here. Go do your thing, bro.
This guy
But,
deserves to get fucked up.
But that's
I'm
like-
gonna put him into a trap.
Dude, I've worked like 5 shifts, is my point. I've already.
Yeah.
There's so many
I didn't know
fights
this
at
shit
the
happens
club.
at Mario. It's just these fucking obnoxious white Boston kids.
That's what it is. I also think it's just probably, I think it opened my eyes, because I didn't think Mario was like that either, because I've been to clubs where you see stuff going outside, and I'm just like, maybe this is just nightlife, you know? Like, now that I'm behind the scenes, I'm seeing, like, who gets left behind and the shit that happens, and I'm like, yeah, no, some kids get, I had nothing to do with this incident, but my homie came to pick me up. There was a guy that just, his whole bottom eye was just leaking. Everyone's standing outside waiting for Ubers, and he's still there, and I'm like, what happened to you? He's like, I left like 2 hours ago. So I'm like, why? First of all, why are you still here? But like, secondly, like, damn, bro, you got fucked up at the club, bro. What happened? Mario's different, bro.
Super different.
Dude, the fights at St. Paddy's Day were crazy.
Bro, all I could see,
seeing those?
all I could see was videos. Yeah,
Yeah.
That shit was crazy.
Like, just like assaulting cops and trying to run away.
That was
Like,
the big thing.
there's
That,
nowhere to run because there's like a million people there.
Wow.
Did you see
I
that?
sent you the video of the guy, the cop that looked like Pusha T.
Yeah, that
His finger in the guy's face going, don't fuck with me.
He was not.
The cop with cornrows. It was awesome.
He was not playing that.
No.
Bro, there was one woman who I saw in like 3 different fight videos.
Yes, the
In
girl
Ra-
and the chicken,
Yeah,
Raising Cane's.
In Raising Cane's.
Yeah.
She was like shoving a dude.
And then she Superman punched another guy.
She did a, yeah.
Well, the guy that died at fucking
Has anybody ever
Chick-fil-A.
rolled a joint on your guys' podcast?
You're in the pod, dude.
Has anybody ever rolled a joint on it?
Yo, go right ahead. I roll
Right
joints.
Nice.
I don't know if we've done one on cam, but plenty of joints have been smoked and rolled on the pod. So
And smoked.
and smoked.
That's what it is. Smoked, rolled, and
I
smoked.
had an embarrassing situation the other day, fellas. You know those situations where you like go to like dap up somebody and you're like, oh, that's not my boy.
Yes.
But, like,
Much like hugging your mom when you're out of school and it's not your mom.
yeah, but yeah, I got into one of those situations. I thought I saw my buddy, and he pushed me. He was like, "Why are you trying to kiss me, bro?"
Oh.
What, you going for the hug?
I think I'm funny. No, I went in for the kiss.
Oh shit. What the wajush?
Hate when that happens.
Funny enough, that dude, yeah, when you go to kiss the homie and it's not even your homie, and now you're being gay because you're just gonna kiss a random dude.
Because as we know, as we've established on the podcast, lip daps is not gay. Kissing the homies,
Lip dabs.
it's not gay, bro. It's not gay. But kissing a guy that's not your friend might be gay.
I saw this video where like somebody was talking about like punching a baby and he was like baby daps, boom. He's like straight. He's like I'm gonna knock that fool out. Like,
Baby
it
daps
was
is
just, like, a
crazy.
fake, like meme thing. He's like baby daps, because like a baby's face is the size of a fist. So he's like baby dap, and he used both. It was like
All right, I'm gonna go pee real quick.
Also, touching tips with the homies isn't gay. It's just dick dabs.
Yeah, you know what? You should run through some of the greats right now. You should run through some of the hits. That's
Dick
fine.
taps though.
Yeah, you guys haven't seen me ever do comedy. Well, Jeremy has.
No.
I'll run a couple of jokes by you guys and see what you think. All right. It's a not laugh challenge. Try not to laugh challenge with my hack ass. All right. Do you guys like astrology?
No.
Astrology's cool, but it's a big red flag for me because my last ex told me that her moon is in Aquarius and her son is in foster care.
It's pretty good.
That's a great one. Is that you got that one, everyone?
What's
that? Is that always in the bit?
Yeah, that's always in my song.
Nice.
As soon as he said that shit, I was like,
Alright, here's another one. This girl was hitting on me at the bar. She was like, "You're cute. You got a little dad bod thing going on." So I get to talking to her, and she's like, "People tell me I just look just like my mom," and I'm like, "I get that. People tell me I look just like my dad." And she's like, "Does your dad have a dad bod too?" And I'm like, "No, he actually fits in my necklace."
You gotta actually be wearing that though, right? Do you have that?
No,
Is that true?
that story was actually a lie.
Oh.
We buried my dad.
Oh.
That story has plot holes in it.
Damn.
I should probably dig deeper.
Yeah, well, I feel like that would be great if you were wearing the ashes.
Yeah.
So that way you can be like,
You missed it though. Went over your head. It has
I think I
plot
did.
holes in it. That story has plot holes in it.
like cemetery plot holes.
Yeah.
Nice.
I should dig deeper.
Like that.
Also, one based off of that, I think was like, due to the rising cost of living, I'm considering moving in with my dad. That was a suicide joke.
I missed that one.
So, due to the rising cost of living, I'm considering moving in with my dad.
Jesus. Tommy's wicked good at being
Which
funny,
is?
though.
A suicide joke.
So how are you guys related? What's the connection? Moms, sisters?
Dad's my mom.
Yeah, so my dad, his mom is my dad's sister.
The pure McInerney side, or the real Irish side.
That's your last name? No, you're Doherty, right?
I'm Doherty, but so my mom has a bunch of sisters, and she wanted to make sure somebody was there to carry on the Doherty name. Like, there's not 1,000 Dohertys.
Yeah, right. We need more.
But yeah, so my mom named me Doherty. And I thought about switching it to McInerney to honor my dad, but like I'm Jimmy D at this point. It's just like everybody calls me Jimmy D. So
Yeah.
it's
Can't
my
change it
identity.
at this point.
Imagine you had a kid and you named him James McInerney Doherty.
Jameson.
That'd be pretty good. Jameson McInerney Doherty might be good too. I was
All
just
of you guys should name your sons Jameson.
if all the cousins just named our kids Jameson, firstborn, that'd be great. Now might be a good time to reveal the physical comedy bit. I've had
Oh, I thought it was the tick.
no, it wasn't that, but close. Dude, I went to go piss earlier. How did I do this? How did I do this?
What happened?
you do?
Ripped
Pull
my
your pants,
belt.
gay boy. Again?
Now you're gay, dude.
Now I'm gay. Now I have no belt.
Pull your pants, gay boy.
That's what happened.
No cigarettes for you. Stores closed. Pull your pants, gay boy.
Yeah. All right, Marianne.
All right, Marianne. Dumb bitch.
I couldn't believe I did that. I went to go piss down, and I went to go unbuckle the thing. Dude, it just snapped. I'm like, the hell? And that was my second party foul. I didn't say this at Speedwells, but I might have peed myself a little bit. St. Patrick's Day is going good. That's all I gotta say. I was talking about Irish bits earlier. I said it to you. Dude, I disappointed my ancestors. I disappointed our ancestors so bad. We had boiled dinner twice this week. And so when we had it the first time, I got drunk at work.
Same ancestors that Jeremy has.
Jeremy.
Oh, we're both native.
And yeah,
He's an Emerald Isle native.
yeah. But yeah, so I got home. We had like
They stole from me. I was like, not you guys.
the other ones.
The other guys.
We all know who.
We all knew. We had boiled dinner at the beginning of last week, and I came home drunk, so I was like, I'm gonna reheat some. And we had a big Tupperware thing of all the veggies, and then a bag of corned beef. So I put the corned beef on my plate, and then I go to put the bag back in the fridge, and I notice there's a bag of potatoes. And this is just a detail, I guess. Like my stepdad, he likes his potatoes firm. So anytime we like boil food, he always makes a separate batch of potatoes. So I saw them in my head. I'm like, I want these. Like, I want firmer potatoes. I don't want like the soft potatoes. I unload that onto my plate, put it away, and then I open the Tupperware with all the carrots and the corned beef and cabbage and everything else. And I noticed there's potatoes in there that look completely different. And so in my head, I'm like, it's got to be because they're boiled. Like, they're colored different. They lost their skin or whatever. I make the plate, I eat it, and as I'm eating it, I'm having this moment of like, this doesn't feel right. Like something feels wrong, I don't know what's going on. I fall asleep, I wake up the next day, and I got sick for 24 hours straight. And the thing I realized was when I went back in the fridge, the potatoes that I had eaten that weren't in the Tupperware from like 3 weeks ago. They're just old potatoes with just like slime all over them that I had reheated. So I threw it in the trash, I ate some old potatoes. But then what killed me about that was I was like, it's the week of St. Patrick's Day. How disappointed are my ancestors that like, I'm sitting over here keeled over having diarrhea, and I know some guy that died in a famine 150 years ago is like, god damn, like I pictured the scene from Mulan when she goes and like prays at the thing and all her ancestors come out the wall. I'm just shitting on the gold toilet, and they're just sitting there like, dude, what did you do? You ate the wrong potatoes. I was like,
Your ass would have survived back in my day.
yeah, you would have been gone. You would have been done. You would have been the first out of the famine. I'm like, I lost all of my fucking genetics right in that moment, dude.
Damn.
I can never make that potato mistake again, dude. I've never been more disappointed, to be honest with you.
Shit.
That's what I get.
I've been doing the Dungeons and Dragons every Thursday. I get paid to do it.
You get paid for that?
Yeah.
Nerd, but with money.
Yeah. So, so it's based on like Waterdeep, which is part of the Sword Coast and the Forgotten Realms, like world of Dungeons and Dragons.
Watergate?
Waterdeep.
That's what I thought you said too.
It's like G. Gordon Lilly? What are we talking about?
Waterdeep.
We getting into some good shit?
This is the time.
On the Sword Coast, and there's different types of humans, like races. Because obviously there's different types of playable races, like elves and dwarves and shit.
There's different types of humans too, Jimmy D.
But yeah, there's different types of humans, and Eliskin was one I was seeing a lot in the campaign module, and there was one called Mulan, and I was like, I gotta look that up to see if it's racist. It is 100% racist. all the Mulan people are like in samurai armor with katanas.
Nice.
Why would it be Sam? We're the same. Actually, before I fucking out myself as racist, we're samurai Chinese or Japanese?
Japanese.
Okay, so
Chinese. General So?
no,
General
Laotian. He makes good chicken.
Yeah. He's just famous.
That's where he
Chinese
gets.
samurai.
He turned everyone chicken, bro. Yeah, he was such a good samurai, everyone got scared. That's why they named it after him.
The Rape of Nanking, that was him.
That was.
That was fucked up. Did you read that?
Read which
Rape of Nanking.
The book?
Yeah.
Which book? The one where it's like a direct source?
Yeah.
No, but I know it's. I can't
fucked up.
read
Yeah,
it.
you
I almost said something crazy.
It's insane.
It makes you like,
nauseous.
and it does. It's like you've heard bad stories about the Holocaust, but it makes the Holocaust.
that
look like
shit's
Toys R
crazy,
Us.
yeah,
Even though
'cause-
it's bad. It's bad to say, but like
No, the
Yeah, what the
Nanking is
Japanese did
crazy.
to the Chinese in World War II was insane.
it makes you be like, oh, okay, I do support the nuclear bomb.
I might.
No, serious.
No, I know what you're saying.
I almost
Yeah.
threw up when I was listening to
Yeah, it's like mass. Yeah, it's that's. I watched that shit on the military channel.
Yeah, they
did not bear any.
Yeah, they would like hold guns up to fathers' heads and like make them like rape their daughters.
Yeah, it's shit is crazy.
Yeah, the sons would rape their moms.
Yeah.
They'd rip babies out of this. All right.
Yeah, that shit was crazy,
Yeah.
Hang them
bro.
on a tree. Like,
Yeah, they would just like nail somebody to a wall and do target practice on them. It was crazy.
Now that we got the
Now, how are we gonna make that funny?
well, here's what I got you. Now that we got everything, now
Let's
that
turn this up.
how?
Let's talk
Because
about
you're Chinese
something
people.
positive.
Cans.
work better in the moment.
So can I get a cans?
Cans and we didn't explain cans.
Just say cans.
Cans.
Oh yeah.
Cans.
Cats?
Can we get a cans from the people?
Jeremy, cans.
Say it out loud.
There we go. That
Can you guys
works.
just yell out cans real quick? Cans? Cans. Cans.
Cans. There we go.
We got a cans from the gang.
So cans is we end the episode with can cracking. That's like the sound effect at the end of it. But one time we were recording it and I didn't clear the template out of the computer, meaning like it was from an old episode, so we had cans at the end of it. So we were recording for like an hour and then out of nowhere I'm like, oh, the cans are coming up. And then right before it happened, I was like, cans, and then you heard the crack sound. But he thought that I vocalized it. Like, he thought that I was like, cans, and then the computer, like, did it. So that's a new bit. Anytime someone says cans, I gotta fucking insert the cans in
His
there.
life hell for
Yeah, it's gonna be fun editing. I'll just put 20 cans in there. Yeah, basically. That's what I want to get next is a soundboard. That would be, like,
How can you not do that with all the shit you have in music?
it's,
You can't put software on one?
I can. I just would have to like set up a thing. Like I'd have to run like an interface through it type of thing. But it's easy. I can figure it out. Cans.
I mean, at the same time, too, like, sure, it's old-fashioned, but, like,
We used to play basketball.
pad and pen, you know, timestamp and then just wham bam.
Oh yeah, that's the way I gotta do it. Time stamping. That's why I did this earlier, which I should probably do again.
Yeah, no, for the
So gay, massive.
Syncing, yeah.
yeah, you gotta sync the video. How long has the video been running?
Over an hour probably.
Yo, look how fruity Massasoit looks.
Why is he that fruity dog?
Sticking his ass out?
Massasoit was a queen, dude.
Yeah, he was a queen.
Yeah, no,
You can't do more dirt than...
bro, Massasoit literally had the dumpy.
Callback to drag names, massive toilet.
Like, if there's something where it's just like, oh, you know, like, comment, subscribe, you got the little fucking timestamps and all this
Wrap
other
it up.
fucking
I wanted to go
bullshit.
extendo.
Like,
We can do whatever you want.
Because
Yeah, and hang out. Yeah, you're right.
we must have been doing it for over an hour.
Yeah, we're good now.
You're doing it right because you look fucking miserable.
I'm fine, dude. I'm chilling. I'm just not drinking, so I'm probably
Exactly, you look miserable.
I'm probably in a different vibe. No, I'm feeling good.
He's on planet Earth.
Yeah, dude.
Facts.
I'm grounded.
Ert with a T.
Alright, your nose is glistening a little bit. I didn't know if that was just like the lighting or whatever, but like you look like you're pissed.
My nose is shiny.
It's glistening.
I don't know
It's,
what that.
it's not just shining, it's glistening.
I don't know what that.
It's got a sheen to it.
What to think of that?
It's because you're glowing, bro.
You're glowing.
You're literally glowing. Is this?
Slay.
The classy broad wants some of you.
Should have said
All right, so I think we might wrap this piece.
If you want to, I thought you wanted to go for it. It's up to you. Do we have anything else to finish out?
I don't get.
Who am I?
Tommy.
If you want me for round two, I'll do a round two. Like, I don't care. I just got my other Jameson.
Operation.
I'll go back down and get another one if I need to. Like, I literally got $100 bonus just for fucking covering somebody's show. So, like, I'm chilling right now.
Didn't it?
Yeah, so actually, I think my buddy's coming down, so we can wrap this one and maybe do a round two later.
I
Like a
remember
zap a little bit.
I don't think it even zaps.
Wins a little bit,
I never.
though.
I thought it just made a
I mean,
noise.
so he was going
I thought it was one of those prank things. It zapped you. Maybe I'm making that up. Maybe that's a.
Simultaneously,
Like this hurts.
like, I can keep myself, like, quasi-composed for the
Do that
camera.
thing. I mean, we did it in
But
like
if I
middle
crash
school,
out, I crash
where you get a marker and you write like,
I got
put
you.
like marker on your skin,
And
you
then,
get
like,
the flashlight,
simultaneously, you get views because some dude
you like take a
crashed
picture
out.
on your skin and it zaps you.
No, what the hell?
That was like a.
Play Freebird, what the fuck?
No, I can't play Freebird on this.
Not with that attitude.
No, this thing deserves to be smashed.
Yo, my boy went to Nashville, and he said that bands in downtown, like on the strip in Nashville, like
We live on the BBC.
not only are they crazy good, Freebird is $150 premium request.
Why would you want to hear that?
Because you're drunk and you're in Nashville and people really want to hear
Because
it.
you're a white guy that's drunk at a bar, and you're like, Freebird!
Hey, I'm a white guy drunk at the bar, and I would really like to hear "Still Tippin'" by Jones right now.
Still tipping.
I want to hear like "Meet Me Halfway" by the Black Eyed Peas.
Yeah,
Oh, wait,
yeah.
hold on.
All right, it's,
I can
Doses,
do
I want to
that.
hear doses of mimosas. I don't want to hear.
Hold on, shut up. I'm trying to make $150 right now.
all right. Well, here's what I'm gonna do because I see you're ready. Crushing Brews fans, thank you so much. Don't listen to Jimmy. We're gonna podcast later tonight. He's not. I don't care. It's a special. It's a back. Yeah. Thank you. Say. Pass it around.
Crushing Brews fans, you guys are retarded and gay.
Make sure that's plugged in. Don't let that wire fall out.
Cans. As a can falls.
Crushing Bruce fans, make sure to like, comment, subscribe. Click the bell to be notified about future notifications. It really helps the algorithm if you even watch the video. So, like, as long as you do that, like, that's fucking awesome. I don't know how far away from the mic I'm supposed to be. You're perfect. No, you're perfect. Like, comment, subscribe. Love you, bye. Mwah.
Yeah.